This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE President, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, arrived in the UK on Tuesday to start his state visit to the country and received a ceremonial welcome by Britain's Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip at Windsor Castle. The President is paying a state visit to Britain from April the 30th to May the 1st, which is a confirmation of the strong relations between the two countries and their solid partnership, according to both parties. On the first day of the state visit, Queen Elizabeth hosted a state luncheon, where she stated that the two countries have been close friends since before the foundation of the UAE in 1971, under the wise guidance and leadership of the late Sheikh Zayed. The Queen added that she and her husband fondly recalled their visits to the UAE in 1979 and 2010, adding that they were struck by the warm welcome they received and the generosity of Emirati culture, adding that the UAE President's visit this week is a chance to celebrate the depth of their partnership, a partnership that continues to grow and strengthen for the next generation. As a part of the ceremonial welcome, Sheikh Khalifa and his hosts inspected members of the 1st Battalion of the Welsh Guards, as well as the Guard of Honour at Windsor Castle. And additionally, the UK and the UAE are to set up 11.6 million dirhams worth of joint funding to help Somalia tackle the issue of sexual violence in conflict. According to a statement, the fund will be announced today by the UAE Foreign Minister, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and British Foreign Minister William Hague at the end of bilateral talks at the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office. This comes ahead of a major London conference focusing on Somalia on the 7th of May. The UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, launched the website of the Mohammed bin Rashid project at the Meydan Hotel in Nad Al Sheba on Tuesday. According to officials, the sales of the project are expected to hit more than 21 billion dirhams. Accompanied by the Director of Dubai Ruler's Office, Lieutenant General Musaba Rashid Al Fatan, Sheikh Mohammed viewed the drawings and the designs of the 45 million square foot project. The ruler of Dubai was then briefed about the first phase of the three-phase project, which is set to be implemented over 5 to 7 years. Sheikh Mohammed then watched a presentation before he unveiled the commemorative plate of the project, which will consist of a number of tourist, entertainment and service facilities. The African continent has a total GDP of approximately $2 trillion and is considered to be a prime investment destination with opportunities in 54 sovereign states, as revealed by Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry officials at the African Global Business Forum. The AGBF was opened this morning by the Deputy Ruler of Dubai and President of the Dubai International Financial Centre, His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, along with some of the UAE's most prominent leaders, including His Excellency Abdel Rahman Saif Al Ghurair, the chairman of the DCCI, as well as the country's Minister of Economy, His Excellency Sultan Al Mansouri. The dignitaries welcomed over 3,000 visitors to the event, who represent emerging economies such as South Africa, Nigeria, Uganda and Kenya, to name a few. According to the International Monetary Fund, they say Africa is the fastest growing continent worldwide, with untapped resources in 5 key sectors: agribusiness, trade, logistics, finance and tourism.
Dubai bringing people together under one umbrella. This is the most important thing. To make connection between two people. They live next to each other, but they don't know each other. They come to Dubai, they meet, they start knowing each other. It's everything humankind needs. They need minerals, they need agriculture, they need raw material, they need manpower, they need labor, so it's everything is available in Africa. And the young country.
Officials added that the UAE has invested an estimated 97 billion US dollars in capital expenditure over the past decade. And through the forum, they aim to encourage other countries to follow suit.
The figures of the first quarter of this year shows there is tremendous growth in the trade relation, where in the year of 2011 there has been more than 84 billion dirhams. And we expect with today's forum, by opening eyes towards opportunities and the trades, this figure will be boosting even furthermore for the 2013. Of course, there will be kind of obstacles and there will be kind of hiccups. They are mainly in the infrastructure. Sometimes there are instability. Sometimes a change of leadership, sometimes lack of knowing the laws and rules of investment and prosperity. These are all common obstacles that people see, but we don't have to forget that there are also, on the other hand, much bigger, broader opportunities that can also be dealt with without these obstacles.
The Abu Dhabi municipality has completed the demolition and removal of 78 abandoned buildings in various districts of the capital. The move is a part of an ongoing campaign to rid the neighbourhood from old and abandoned houses and buildings, which distort the outlook of the capital city, and to comply with health and safety standards. Ahmed Fadel Al-Mazroui, the director of external centres, was quoted as saying that some of the structures included 10 commercial buildings, 33 residential villas, 8 government buildings, and 27 porta cabins, all of which had been abandoned for long periods of time. Additional health hazards to residents include accumulated dust, waste, and weeds, as well as insects and rodents. The first ever kidney transplant from a deceased donor has been carried out in the UAE at Sheikh Khalifa Medical City. The transplant was performed on a 23-year-old Somali woman with kidney failure who had been on dialysis for 16 years by a medical team of specialists from Sheikh Khalifa Medical City and the Cleveland Clinic, Abu Dhabi. The vital organ came from a deceased donor in Saudi Arabia who had died in a traffic accident and was also a perfect match. According to a statement, the patient Latifa is improving daily and the organ is functioning normally, meaning that for the first time the patient can end her dependence on dialysis. Until now, only transplants from a living relative had been permitted, but the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Health and Awqaf have all recently issued statements endorsing brain death as an accepted definition of death. Since 2007, SKMC has carried out 75 kidney transplants from live donors. A new law has come into force today which calls for all employees to pay 60 dirhams for a sick note from their doctors. The amount is an addition to the doctor's consultation fee of around 50 dirhams per visit. Dr. Layla Al-Mazouki, the head of clinical governance at Dubai Health Authority, stated that only government employees had to pay a 50 dirham charge for a note of sick leave. But the new charge will now affect everyone. The move comes to help curb the abuse of fake sick leave. And finally, looking to other news, it's often said that when it comes to the welfare and well-being of babies and children, mothers do know best. Mother, baby and child founder Doreen Williams is putting this to the test. For the first time in the region, the Parenting and Child magazine is introducing an award that will recognise the best companies, products and services for mums, babies and children. According to Williams, creating brand awareness for the best in the market across the board is a necessity.
So we've had about 30 different categories, from top family-friendly hotels to top family-friendly restaurants to the best nurseries, schools, clinics, etc. And it's just really creating that exposure and awareness. And there's nothing like it in the entire Middle East, nothing like it in the country. So this is the first of its kind. We've managed to get a lot of government officials supporting this, backing this up, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, DTCM, and many influential others. So we're really excited for that.
More than 80,000 mothers across the region voted for their favourite companies, products and brands. The winners will be announced on Thursday night at the Ritz-Carlton.
Definitely quality of services, the quality of their products, the friendliness of the staff working behind that product or service. The message behind that product or service. So it's an accumulation. When I vote for my favorite nursery, for example, it's different than what I'd vote for my favorite toy, or toy family-friendly company. So I think as a mom, you kind of look at what you feel most comfortable towards when you're voting. And that's definitely a huge say to those companies who perhaps didn't make it amongst the top 4 or 5, to perhaps look at what they're doing and how they can improve in the future.